Right then, so the one on the left now here is your before kind of swing. Now again, I missed the start, but you're probably starting somewhere there. As we discussed with the long game, you were moving a long way off the golf ball. Arm position now, brilliant. The structure you're creating with your arms up here is just really, really, really good. The hard work you've done in terms of practice has shown that. It's now working more on what that body's going to do.
Yeah,
it's just moving.
Yeah,
again, you can see the shadow now is moving over there, yeah? This one here now, you said, I'm not turning enough. Only because you're rotating around yourself, okay? When you get to there, that's a full 90-degree shoulder turn.
Yeah.
And there's your shadow. Yeah. You stayed over the goal. At least from there now, it's a lot easier to go, okay, I'll stay there. And you can see now, moving onto that left side, as we discussed with the chipping, okay? Everything now is just shifting towards target. Just after him, but they see your shadow now has moved that way, towards target, which is great. Hence the reason why when you finish this swing, you're up onto the left side a little bit more this way. And as we said, for all non-putts, so we're talking chip shots, pitch shots, or short shots, or long shots, we want a good contact, obviously, which helps the ball go up in the air. If the ball is struck properly with a good contact, as you can see here, the ball goes up in the air. When the left arm, left hand, left knee and foot are kind of in line with that line. The clan's a little bit back there, but for the most part, everything's going in the right direction to where it wants to be, because you were able to get there. From here, you just couldn't get there because you were so far off the golf ball. Trying to get back to that left side is like, whoa, you'd probably fall over. And that's where the inconsistencies came from, okay? So in terms of the shots, you've got long shot, which is basically the full setup. If we look at where you are there now, in terms of setup, we've got full width of stance there, okay? Full length of club. We've now got short shot, narrower stance, a bit more weight favouring that left side, okay? But you're pushing into that left foot. We use that example again when I said throw a ball. You naturally sort of squatted down there, got low and sort of put your weight forward to kind of initiate that throw. And it's exactly the same thing we do for chipping. We move to that left side, push your weight down to that front foot so you feel almost like your right foot come off the ground, keeping that weight there, and then your arms can continue to swing past your body. If we get a bit flicky with it with the wrists, okay, we'll catch top of the ball or we'll scoop it, okay? Arms going back there, nice structure. Keep the arms going through, nice structure. So that movement there now is all coming from the shoulders, the arms there, the ball's lifting off the ground there nicely and rolling out to the flag. It's a question of just judging how far that swing needs to go back. If we said, well, there's 10 yards, there's 20 yards, if the club went there, it's 30, etc., etc. You'll learn and develop that in your own head of how far back. The same when I said throw a ball to that flag there, you didn't think, oh, my arm's got to go how far back to me? You just went, oh, there's a target. You just threw it, yeah? You could create that sort of distance control instinctively because you knew when you threw it that your release was going to be pretty constant, yeah? You're not going to release the ball back here, so therefore more power, or release it up here somewhere, so you're going to go really high, yeah? It's always got the same kind of release point somewhere just in front of you. And if your contact is good, because that weight is forward, and we're getting what we call a downward angle into the golf ball, the ball goes up in the air, lands, and then rolls towards the flag, yeah?
Okay.
Putting-wise, okay, I'm going to put some names, but putting is just basically 50-50, ball in the middle, and the same arm moving with a chip shot. We don't want to be hitting down on the ball, because we want the ball to go up in the air, do we? We want the ball to stay fairly low and level and roll across the surface of the green, yeah? And that's something, again, we can practice a bit more. We'll see a bit more on the golf course probably next time, yeah, when we get on the golf course and play. You've had a bit of an insight to sort of short shots today. Long game for me now, as I said, you've come on leaps and bounds. I mean, you can see you've put some time in terms of practicing the head movement there. I mean, even in there's nothing at all, where this one here now, I mean...
You can see how much it was moving.
You know, if I moved there, I mean, there's a physically to sort of sustain that, you're going to lose balance. I'm not that quick, I know, but you'll be losing balance an awful lot there, and that's on a flat lie. Out on the golf course isn't very flat very often. There's a few hills there, even just some small slopes here. If you're losing balance, it's going to be another thing to add into your game that makes it harder. Okay, if we can stay nice and stable, it's taking one thing out of the game now. Okay, so you pleased with that game? I've got to say that the practice you've put with that, we did a lot of work. You did a lot of work on getting those arms into a good position, and you have really good. It's now just making sure that body kind of stays inside the phone booth when you rotate. Yeah, keep the shadow in there. When the sun does come out ever again, you can sort of put the shadow behind you, or the sun behind you, get your shadow, and just make some swings there, looking at your shadow. Yeah, just get the feeling of what that feels like, not kind of swaying off the ball. Yeah. Okay. Happy with that then, yeah?
Yeah, so do you think now that I should stop now
I would do a little bit of practice to keep yourself in check. I wouldn't sort of do too much.
Not come up here.
Oh, in terms of lessons, I mean, exactly.
So,
if the operation's on the 12th, you said, yeah?
It's on the 12th. I go in on the 2nd and I'll find out a bit more about it.
Yeah.
And then the 12th is when I go in.
I would say do a bit of home practice and keep the lessons you've got in check now till next time. And then we'll go on the golf course with them, yeah?
Because I got enough in my head.
Exactly, yeah. Plenty. And you always keep a contact back and forth again with communication with lessons and send them through and do some swings. That's absolutely fine, yeah. We'll do that, yeah? Excellent, good stuff.